Hello, this is Karia again, and I have another video for you today. Today I am filming this video as a special video for the patrons, but if you guys think that I should make this video public for everyone, let me know and I will do that. I'll probably edit and then I will do that. All right, so let's get started. So what I want to do today is I want to do something fun, something that I've actually wanted to do for a while, but I haven't gotten around to actually doing it. And then I've just been thinking about it, and then I was like, let's just do this. So one of the things that I really enjoy and that I found really helps my work is to have a color chart and to have a really quick, easily accessible color chart. And over the years that I've been doing this, I had a number of different charts. This is one of the more recent charts before my current iteration, and this is a more gradient chart where you have the darkest lines and you have the color, and it just feels kind of packed and crowded, and it feels like there's a lot of sort of excess information. And so I wanted to come up with something where I could get all the colors in the same amount of space, but I could have more information filled with the actual colors and less information filled with the extra stuff like the writing and the names and all that other stuff. Now, when you print out one, like let's say you print out one from your computer, it will be, there'll be like a little space for the color, and then it'll have a long list of names, and then another little space for the color and a long list of names. So that's one way to do it. You print it out from your computer, you don't have to worry about it. But I didn't like that method because, again, you don't have as much space for the colors. And so one way to overcome that is to write with the color over the space. And the easiest way to do that is obviously to go over it with your lightest color. So I came up with this. These are neat little squares, and every square for every kind of colored pencil, colored pencil media. This is colored pencil. I was not pleased with these pencils, so I probably won't review them. This is the Graphitint, which I will be working on. At some point I will do a full review of that one. And this is the Horadam Aquarelle. And you see, for watercolor paints, it's a little bit different and it's a little bit easier because you just do the mask tone and then you do the wash, mask tone, and then you get down to the wash. And that's, so it's a little bit easier for the watercolor paints. But what I like about the system is you can use it for all these different mediums, and it works really well for me. And I thought I would share how I do this relatively quickly. It used to take me a long time to do these charts, but now that I got a system down, I can do these out. I can, do something like this in like a couple of hours. Not a couple of hours, let's say 3 hours. I could probably get all of this done. I'm more likely to get distracted than anything else. This is a blank one. So what you need in order to make this, you honestly just need a sheet of paper, a pen, and a ruler. That's the easiest way to do it. That way takes a little bit more time. You basically measure it out, and there's a risk that it's not going to be exactly even. The way that I like to do it takes a little bit more supplies. You have a cutting board with 1 centimeter spaces across. So this is the Jackson's Mark, but there's other brands that are also 1 centimeter apart. So this is 1 centimeter apart. And the main thing that you want for this 1 centimeter apart is you want to just know where everything is. So what I like to do is I like to have it start at 0 for at least one of the two axes. And then for the other one, just start at an easy number to do the math on 10. So everything is, just 2. Then get some tape. When I tell you this is easy, I mean this is super easy. It's way easier than people think it is. So you get some tape, you tape it down. That's the important part, is that it's even when it's taped down. That's probably the hardest part for me to do, is to make sure that it's even when it's taped down. And that will look a lot neater. But in my case, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, so it doesn't really matter if it's not perfectly even. Okay, so now that it's quote unquote perfectly even. We're just gonna assume that I spent 15 minutes making sure this was perfectly even. I'm gonna get a little closer. There you go. All right, so now that we are a little bit closer, so then what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm gonna start just for funsies. I'm gonna start, let's say 14 right here is the very top of the page. So this is 4 squares down. So I'm going to match this one with the one on the other side. It should be 4 squares down from the top. And let's just say that that's just going to be like where we're going to go. And then the next one is going to be, you know, I like to do it this way. And then once again, see, you got 2 down here. You make sure that it's 2 across. So let's say you wanted this to be, let's say you did the math and you calculated and you want it to go up to 12 centimeters and you want it to go, let's say 12 centimeters by, let's say 6 centimeters, just to make it something easy to do. So we are going to go all the way across to 12 centimeters. Let me mark the 12 here and go up to 12 centimeters. Alright, this is 12 centimeters right here-ish. That's the hardest part, is getting it even on camera. Alright, so that's 12 centimeters on this side. And then, let's say this right here is 20 centimeters. Alright, so this is pretty easy. It's not too big. So then the main secret, quote unquote secret, is that each square is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. And you're going to see how easy it is to do once you see that it's 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So the next one down is 16. And here, you go here across. Again, you don't need like a cutting board or a mat on this. You can just do it with a ruler. You can also use a T-square. It's also helpful. You can also use something like a T-square. A T-square is a ruler that has like a little thing at the end that sticks to the paper so that it's easier to get a straight line. All right, so then we've done that side. I'm telling you, this is super easy to do. We're gonna finish this right on tape. We're gonna pretty much go through the whole process of making the chart on tape. It's going to be a small chart, but we're going to do it on tape because I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. Next one, and it may not be perfect because I'm on camera, but I'm going to do my best to keep it perfect. And you use the guides here and here to get a straight-ish line. All right, so this part is now done. We can now remove the tape. So you see how easy that was. So we can now remove the tape. Tape is removed. I'm actually going to keep this board here. The next step is to, I don't have my eraser handy, but if I did, that would be helpful. And then the next step is to just my hand arm control is not particularly good, which is part of the reason why I do this in pencil first. If I wasn't doing this on camera, this would be done. So this isn't as neat as the other one that I've done, and I apologize for that because I'm trying to do this on camera and I'm trying to do this quickly so you can see how easy the process is to do this. And if you have better hand-eye coordination, then you could probably do this faster and better than I did. So just to show you, And that's the hardest part right there. Let me show you one that doesn't look quite so tragic. This one looks pretty tragic. This is one that I did. The same exact process, but it definitely looks a lot neater because I wasn't doing it on camera and I wasn't rushing. So, okay, so now that we have it done, I've started to do one. So there's a number of different ways to do this step. One way you can do is you can write out the colors in advance. The other way is you can fill it in and then do the colors. If you are going to write in the colors in advance, please make sure that you use a waterproof pen because you don't want the paper or the process to go to waste. So this is we're just gonna for the next color, we're just gonna do it, you know, right here in advance, just to show you the process in advance. Done here, and the next one is Pale Germ Lake. So I would write that out as Pale Germ Lake. It's not super neat because again, this is on camera. It's a little bit neater, and I would probably use a smaller pen than a 0.5. I would probably should have used a 0.3. But if you want to do it, and then you just go diagonally across. And if these are as they should have been 2 centimeters across, then you will have quite enough space here. Some of the darker colors may be a little bit difficult to see, but for the most part, you know, other than your blacks and your dark browns, this is a pretty easy process right here. So you do this here, you do one side and you do the other side. And this side is, I usually try to get this side as dark as possible, and I try to get one side fairly light but not as light as possible. So the as dark as I can do it to the almost the lightest. All right, and then see, this one that I'm doing on camera is not as even, but then you can see from the other ones like how much that gives you a lot of information about the range of each particular color. So so that's it, and then I just do this and I transfer this across pretty much all my different watercolor charts, and it works really well for my colored pencils, for my watercolor pencils, and I actually find it more helpful than something like this because I'm not distracted by all the numbers and all the other stuff. With a chart like this, I can just point to whatever color I'm looking for. Say I like this color, and then if I need to, I can just close up and see that that's navy blue. You know, and then it's really helpful. Sometimes I don't even need to go close up because it'll be in the order they came in, and I can just see that it's the lightest color that's in between. This is especially good for sets like this Derwent Inkten set where the colors really don't match very well. But anyway, but I find it useful across pretty much everything, and I use it relatively frequently, and it's really fun. It's really easy to do, as you saw. You know, it could have been done much neater than the one that I did while we were watching, but it's pretty much the same process. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Just remember, it's 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters is the size that I use, and I find that size to be a really good size. You can play around with it and see if you want to use something a little bit more, but I like 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters because usually I can do it from the lightest to the darkest without having to sharpen the pencil, which is awesome because I don't feel like I'm wasting pencil. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video. Let me know, you know, if you guys want me to make this video public, and I will see you guys next time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the patron said that we could make this video public. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, so this is the completed chart. So this is the chart that I was working on, and now it's finished. And so what I did for the rest of these is I put the name on over the paint because I find that the Sakura Koi isn't as waterproof as the Faber Castell Arbiter, and I don't have my small size Faber Castell anymore. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and that's it.